All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, let's go and dive right into it. Let's talk about the latest information here that we've gotten here from Jonathan Gannon, head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, huge shout out here to Darren Urban for this tweet here that he released about 30 minutes ago saying this: Gannon, still day by day for Darius Robinson, but he's on track to play in Minnesota. Yes, you heard that correctly, ladies and gentlemen. He's on track to play in Minnesota. Now, when it comes down to Jonathan Gannon and the way that they treated this whole Darius Robinson situation, it's been very, very weird, right? Because we expected Darius Robinson probably like a week or two ago. But of course, obviously with the circumstances happening in his personal life and the re-aggravation of his calf, it definitely seemed to cause more of a delay and more of a delay. Now, before we get too deep into this Darius Robinson situation, Jonathan Gannon also did mention that JT, aka Jalen Thompson, will be practicing this Wednesday, which is great news to have him in our secondary. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Jadrian Taylor-Demerson. That man actually has done wonders for the Arizona Cardinals, secondary when Jalen Thompson needed to heal up and recover from his injury. Jadrian Taylor-Demerson, our rookie, aka Rabbit, has actually done a pretty fantastic job. So fantastic news all around here when it comes down to the Arizona Cardinals defense, bringing in one of their star-studded names here, right? Or at least within the Arizona Cardinals fan base. We love Jalen Thompson, although we don't want to take anything away from Rabbit. Love the veteranness and what he brings back there. Super excited to have him back, and we're going to need him against the Minnesota offense. So super excited to have him back. Now, let's continue to talk about this Darius Robinson situation. Now, Darren Urban also did post something here on Sunday morning about a workout that he ended up seeing Darius Robinson do in Lumen Field before the game even started. Now, he actually was one of the first ones to acknowledge the fact that it doesn't seem like Darius Robinson will actually be making his debut on that day. And of course, he was right. So, Darren Urban, shout out to him. Right? But I think when it comes down to it, now that we're starting to actually see Jonathan Gannon have some sort of timeline, that's huge. It really is. Now, I get it. We've been talking about Darius Robinson, which seems like weeks now, right? 2-3 weeks ago, right? And it always kind of seemed like it's close. And it's never really been a definitive answer. Now, of course, the stuff that's happened in his personal life and then the re-aggravation of his calf injury, everything kind of seemed to just delay more. Now that we're starting to see Jonathan Gannon actually putting a timeline on it, this is now starting to feel really real now. That most likely will actually have his debut this coming Sunday versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the Arizona Cardinals defense. They did go ahead and provide 5 sacks to Geno Smith. Overall, pretty good performance on the defensive side of the ball, but what we're looking for more than anything is consistency, right? Seeing if we can get a dog on that defensive line that is consistently wreaking havoc on that D-line. And we just don't ever have that type of guy right now. Now, I know there's a lot of hope and a lot of expectations here from Darius Robinson. Please don't have Darius Robinson in terms of thinking that his debut is going to be 3 sacks, 4 sacks. Now, obviously, if we get a sack from Darius Robinson, I think we're all going to be excited and jumping for joy. But right now, I'm just excited to see him on the field. Like, honestly, I'm excited to see what this big first round pick here out of Mizzou is going to be able to do for the Arizona Cardinals defense. We have longed to have an X factor on the defensive line for a very long time. Can this be him? Potentially, right? Potentially. Here's another thing to know, right? Now, we've been mentioning this for a very long time. This Arizona Cardinals defensive line is a rotational defensive line. And I consistently always have to say that because people aren't quite understanding as to, even if Darius Robinson does come back in his first game, don't expect them to have 80% of the snaps, right? Because right now, the most amount of snap count or percentage amount of snaps a specific player gets right now, and obviously it fluctuates between either Zaven Collins, LJ Collier, Baron Browning, Xavier Thomas, whoever's going to be those number one guys in the game plan for the defense of Nick Rallis on that week, right? But they're averaging anywhere between 50% to like 65%, right? None of them ever go 80% of the snaps. That's just the way this defensive line works. So being the fact that we're now starting to hopefully get a taste and a glimmer of hope that we're going to see Darius Robinson this coming Sunday, All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready and let's see what this rookie can finally do for the Arizona Cardinals defensive line. I think we're all pretty darn excited about seeing his debut, and I just really want to see him wreak havoc. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, Minnesota, that's going to be a tough game for the Arizona Cardinals to win, and especially because it's not at home. It's in Minnesota. It just makes that much more of an enticement for the Cardinals to potentially get this win and obviously try to start up a new winning streak moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here about Darius Robinson? Most likely going to have his debut this coming Sunday versus the Minnesota Vikings. Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.